Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the thing. So do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, that's my favorite.
Happy
show.
Saturday nights.
Do it for Deuce and Mo.
Why are you smiling like that?
Because you had to double check.
No one knows what day it is around Christmas time.
Mo, when
How
it
are we
comes
doing
to
after
the
a Kings
Kings.
win?
What up, Deuce?
Hey.
Hey, Morgan. I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah. How about Keon Ellis?
Let's go, Kings.
My goodness. The Kings have been kind of entertaining as of late, huh? Even during losses, there have been moments where you're like,
Kinda.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little more entertaining to watch. Doesn't mean they're good. What's going on with the camera, Morgan? It's what? It's what? I need to hear this. I need to hear your breakdown.
There we go.
You moved it, I think. That's
Yeah.
the problem, right?
No, there was a problem, so I fixed the problem.
Let's see. Agree, disagree. Huh?
Give me a hell yeah!
Appreciate you guys enjoying us on an early edition of the podcast. It's not often that we have a 2 p.m. Pacific time start time and launching a podcast at 5:21 p.m. Pacific time. What world are we in?
I
And
love
we're
it.
soaking it up because later this week, there's an 8 p.m. game in LA.
I don't
which
want to talk
means
about that.
Late night. But the reality is, feels like it's daytime still after a Kings win. The sun was out. Now
Yeah.
The game is up. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas.
Yeah, I hope everyone had a great Christmas and no Kings basketball, just like casual NBA basketball on a Christmas day.
Time
kinda.
with fam.
Yeah. I hope that's what everyone experienced these last couple of days.
You know what people want to experience tonight.
What? Oh.
Some post-Christmas fog! The Sacramento Kings down not one, not two, what? Not three.
What?
Yeah, 3 starters tonight against the Dallas Mavericks, who are coming off a loss. How are the Kings going to respond? Well, guess what? Keon Ellis, welcome back, my friend, in the starting lineup and making it rain from 3. Keon.
3 on.
But that's not all.
Oh.
We got to give some love to the old man. 37-year-old Russell Westbrook tonight played a controlled game. He was hitting threes left and right. He passed Magic Johnson on the all-time assist list and AI on the all-time steals list. Give it up to Russell Westbrook! hey. Oh, and we can't forget about a man who has combined for 11 minutes this season. Doug McDermott comes in and starts raining threes!
Yeah.
Three-point shooting. Three-point shooting. Three-point shooting. The Kings is 17 of 38, and they beat the Dallas Mavericks for win number 8.
Hey. 8 is better than 7.
It is funny how chanting random numbers kind of makes you feel good. Yeah. 8.
Didn't it kind of pump you up?
We ignore the 23 loss part, but 8. Oh,
It's
man.
Christmas time. You can't.
It's Christmas. And we got a gift. A Kings win at home. What? Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, so.
What?
I think we're almost out of fog.
Well, you
Legitimately.
just order some.
Probably have to order some, but how big of a ball do I really need, huh?
I mean, if you keep the fog going we're keeping the podcast going, then you can use it.
When do we launch the fog, Morgan? After Kings wins.
Yeah.
We really need a big bottle.
I mean, maybe for next year.
Next couple of years.
Give me a hell
yeah. Oh, man. Thank you so much. If you've not done it yet, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow. Let's start the podcast. Deuce and Mo coming down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Saturday night. Kings back on the home floor, welcoming in Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks. And oh no, the Kings are going to be even more shorthanded. Already down Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine. We get some tough news about Keegan Murray. Mild calf strain out at least a week. So the Kings down 3 starters against a Mavs team that's pretty big, pretty long, athletic. What was it going to look like? Well, looked pretty damn good for Sacramento, especially in that first half. Closed the door on the Mavericks tonight by hitting threes.
Yeah.
17 of 38, sharing the ball, 30-plus assists.
Playing defense.
Keon Ellis starting? What in the world did we just witness? The Kings beat the Mavericks 113-107 to get win number 8 of the season. They now improve to 8-23. Hi, I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. This podcast is always presented by our friends over at Santebo Vineyards and Winery. How you doing, Mo?
I'm good. And I loved, you mentioned it on the post-game show or the pre-game show as well. You said, hey, this Mavs team last year was in a playing game and they ended up getting the number 1 pick. The Kings are not even on track to get into a play-in game necessarily. Oh, no,
we
don't
need to
do
look
that.
at the standings.
We don't.
I'm
need to
kidding.
Yes.
I'm kidding. We're not doing that.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying? So like for anyone that's like, oh man, they ended up winning. It's not about that.
Here's the thing: you cannot be stressing about losses and lottery standings in December. It's just you're gonna drive yourself crazy. I mean, if you're at that point, you might as well just like check out and just check in every once in a while and be like, oh, what's going on with this team? They're going to end up winning some games. And tonight, like, if you have a problem with how they won tonight's game, I don't know how you really could.
No.
Because this wasn't a game where we saw DeMar DeRozan play 42 minutes
Nope.
or Russell Westbrook play 38 minutes. In fact, the guy who played the most minutes tonight is a guy who stays ready, Keon Ellis, who played 32 minutes, got the start in place of Keegan Murray tonight. And I was so happy to see him. I said to you before the game, my key for Keon Ellis is, can you play over 30 minutes? Some of the times he's got an opportunity to start this year. Early foul trouble kind of did him in. Coming into this game, had just started 2 times this year, had played over 30 minutes just 3 times this year. Tonight, early on, getting some opportunities for some threes, knocks them in, got it going early. I was so thrilled for Keon Ellis.
Same. And not only because he got the start, but it's how he set the tone within that start, how he took on that opportunity. Not only from 3, which is an area that we see the Kings lack that when it comes to attempts, to making threes, especially with the lineups they always have in there. So something we've talked about with Keon Ellis when he wasn't playing. It's like, don't you need more threes? Like,
and when he was getting opportunity, he wasn't knocking them in. But one of my big pushbacks on everybody this year,
You're
when
saying
it comes
in those
to
other
young
minutes?
guys,
Yeah.
it's like with some of these young guys, I'm like, how do we judge them when they're not getting the opportunity to go out there and make mistakes or to show what they can do with normal minutes? He had been in and out of the rotation so much this year, getting DNPs. Hell, the previous 3 games coming into this game, he had played a combined 25 minutes.
Jeez.
And we know his name's been in trade rumors. Apparently, a lot of teams would love to have Keon Ellis. We don't know what his future holds in Sacramento. But seeing him get the opportunity tonight and come in and impact the game like we've seen him be able to do for the Kings in previous years was refreshing because he did it his way, which was knock down open threes, attack a closeout, nice little floater, and then do what he does defensively. And I thought he really helped set the tone for the Kings. And what was great is seeing that ball movement early. I hope this is something that Keon could build on. And most importantly, this is something that Kings coaches go, what do we do? We got to play this guy. Like, he's got to play.
That's it. It's about playing this guy so you actually know what he's about. If this is the direction you're both going to go with your relationship coming up, and everything.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it's what do you have? Because right now we already know the vets and everything else, it's been put out there publicly. It's not the future. We've already stated that. It's not just something we want. It's something that's just not going to be the future. It just doesn't make any sense in today's league. Keon Ellis, his style of play, everything that he can do makes sense. So why not keep seeing what he's capable of, and why not keep seeing what some of these other younger guys are capable of as well?
And with Keon Ellis, you want to see him in more of an expanded role, too.
Oh, yes.
I think he has maximized playing with this group, too. And that's where, for so long, I'm like, Keon should be a starter. And some of the stuff that we have repeated, it seems like on, 85% of our podcast this year is, look, Keon was playing significant minutes on like a good team. Why can't he play on this team? And more importantly, why can't he start? But we knew that things were going to be impacted when you have all these guards on this team. Well, all of a sudden you have injuries, and that opens up opportunity for guys. And like, you're seeing what kind of player he can be. I thought he was helped tonight by playing in a starting lineup where like someone like DeMar DeRozan was commanding a double team every time he touched the ball by Dallas. Dallas was like selling out like, hey, we're not going to let him beat us one-on-one. We're going to double him on the catch. And to DeMar's credit, got the ball out. And then the Kings kept moving the ball well, and it led to some really good looks from three.
Yeah, it was so nice to see basketball being played the right way with Keon Ellis in the game too, because I think you're exactly right. Depending on what unit he was with, the sporadic minutes, when he would actually go into a game, there's no flow with it. And there's no like, oh yeah, I'm used to playing with these guys and this is just the second unit. No. It's like finally now, because there has been so many injuries, guys in and out of these rotations, like they're getting time together, not only at practice, but also on the game floor. And so it's just so great to see that Keon was able to not have to play desperate in his minutes, but just play the right way with the other pieces that were out there.
So Keon plays, we mentioned, 32 minutes in this game. He ends up with 21 points, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And we've got a dog on the loose, it looks like. Not literally. Harlan's just outrageous. He's amped up. He just saw what Keon Ellis was able to do.
Trying to get that. Like,
he's a dog. He was getting after her. He was getting after the rock.
Look, and
like Keon Ellis.
Look at him. He's like,
hey, come here, psycho boy.
He was trying to put that through a little tiny doggy door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man. We're doing a podcast, Carlin.
We're doing it. Don't you know this?
Hey, little. That's my gimmick. He'll just run off when I do that.
Okay.
All right. Back to the show. Anyway, Keon Ellis, he had 3 steals and 2 blocks.
Yeah.
5 stocks in this game. I was really happy for him. And oh my goodness, just all I ask for the Kings is this is a guy you should keep around. And like, don't just, obviously, if you don't think he's in your long-term future, 1, I question it. But 2, if you are going to let him walk, well, you might as well trade him at the deadline.
Yep.
But
Yep.
Anyway, good to stay ready for Keon. And that's the other thing that can't be easy for a young player in a contract year who's looking to make some money, right? To have his role completely shift and not know, like, okay, this week I'm going to play some minutes. This time I'm not. Now I'm getting DMPs and then starting. Like, how challenging could that be mentally?
Yeah. Challenging mentally, I think we keep saying the cliche things of staying ready and where your mindset is at and all these different things. It's just not easy. It's hard to put into words how it's not easy. But when you're able to just click and kind of set the tone, but then also the tone was set by him in the beginning of the game with that 8-0 run he went on by himself, whenever that was, like, to start the game. But also in a win, it just showed, like, it's so much nicer to see that all of his work and staying ready and mentality translated into a W. I was worried there too going into the second quarter because he played almost the whole first. And then when he wasn't coming in the second, I saw DeMar come back and I saw Russ come back and I'm like, oh no, were we just getting like a little bit of Keon? Like, is that the flow we're gonna have here again? Like, hey, you start, but we're not gonna. No, he got to play like a full normal game. Had the most minutes out of anybody on this Kings roster.
Morgan, yes.
Like, had the most minutes out of any Kings starter. I know that was a huge one for you.
No, I mean, that's been, we talk a lot about that on the podcast. And tonight was probably kind of where you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Play balanced minutes. And I know the game's going to dictate things sometimes, but DeMar played under 28 minutes in this game. Why can't that be every game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Westbrook played under 28 minutes. And what do you know? Westbrook was really good in his minutes tonight. He had
Really
some
good.
really nice moments.
He
And we'll
did.
talk about him. But like, it's having that balance. You got 25 from Achua, 27 from Max. Nique got 20. Dennis got 20. Dylan got 20. Malik got 19. McDermott got over 19.
Yeah.
I love that balance. I know some of that's like, well, the Lions were working well tonight. Guys are knocking down shots.
For
but
sure.
I don't know. It was also refreshing just to see them hit threes in this one. And it's been something.
Shoot threes.
Yes. Yes. They've been near the bottom in the NBA in 3-point attempts and makes. And it's kind of tough to watch. But one of the things we've been talking about is like, yeah, this team needs to take more threes.
Mm-hmm.
But also, they don't play enough 3-point shooting.
No.
And some of their best 3-point shooters on the roster, Malik Monk, Keon Ellis,
Doug.
haven't been playing. And then Doug McDermott, who's a really good, but he is a good 3-point shooter.
He is.
You don't even play those guys. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, do we really want them shooting more threes? Tonight, you saw the balance. 38 threes. Now, you're not going to knock down 17 every night, but the way they were creating them was simple. They were getting into the paint, maybe running some pick and roll action, finding the shooters, making the extra pass, or DeMar DeRozan was getting doubled on that block. He got off the ball, as I mentioned. 32 assists in this game for Sacramento, and I thought they created some awesome looks.
Yeah. Like even Nique, 1 for 3 from deep, but I remember one of his threes specifically that he missed was wide open at the top. I think if anything, he hesitated too long. Oh, and then another miss that was on the left wing. He was shooting out, not up. And that was something Doug was even talking about in the beginning of the game. Like, hey, like he was asked about Nique missing some shots. They're just going in and out. What is that? And Doug's just like, there's little things that you want to work on, but you don't want to put that in his head until summertime. Like those are summertime tweaks, right? But one of the things though, he said it was like shooting up, not out. And I love that. And then, but when you can see when he reverts back to the shooting out, it's just more of a bullet rather than a high arcing shot. So yeah, anyway, but with some of those threes though, they were good looks. They were open, and that is what you want to see. Take them.
So the Kings, 17 of 38. 5 of those were from Keon, as we mentioned. 3 of 6 for Doug McDermott. Another guy, shout out, dude. The guy's played 11 minutes all season.
Crazy.
11 minutes all season. That's 2 games he's played this year. 11 combined minutes. And he's always one of those guys, ever since the Kings picked him up, I go, all right, I understand his shortcomings for sure, right? Like defensively, blah, blah, blah. But here's what I do know. If you're struggling, like, why would you not just randomly use this guy throughout? Kings haven't been able to hit threes all season long. What do you know? This guy comes in right away and he's firing. He goes 3 of 6 from downtown. He's a professional shooter. Get the guy the ball. A little spark plug action if he's doing some decent things defensively, which I honestly thought he played some good defense. The Kings as a whole did. Yeah. But I thought Doug deserved some love tonight for the fact that, he hasn't been playing, plays 19 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was good to see.
No, another guy. That was great to see. So, yeah, I guess overall, the way that they generated 3-point shots, the way that they were shooting the three-pointer.
The next guy that was hitting threes, Russ, dude.
Oh, yeah. And
I thought he was really good.
Was he?
Because, there's sometimes you see the box score and it lies to you. And you go, oh, I know Russ had a triple-double, but I didn't feel like he had a good game, right? Tonight, I felt like Russ had a good game. And he played 28 minutes at 21 points. He had 9 assists. He had 5 rebounds, 8 of 16 shooting, 50%, 5 of 9 from 3. And it wasn't just him hitting threes. I thought one of the big differences is like, with him specifically, he just needs to shoot it when he gets it. Don't think about it. Because how many times have we seen him this year think about it because they're playing off of him, and the crowd, especially when they're at home, kind of murmurs like, "Oh, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it," and then he either doesn't or it turns it
murmurs.
It turns into like a bad shot. And tonight it was decisive. I guess that's the best way to put Westbrook's game tonight. Just not only his shooting, but just how he played overall, decisive.
Well, overall, yes, because I remember in the beginning of the game, it just felt like there was a few too many consistent possessions where thought about it. Oh, am I going to shoot this three? Maybe I am. Oh, maybe they're letting me shoot this three. Okay, I'm going to shoot this three. And it's like, no. You either shoot it, you take it in and go and get the spray. And once that clicked or shifted for him and for everyone else, it felt like he started playing within the flow of the game, looked good throughout this entire game after that. So yeah, 5 of 9 from deep for Russ. I loved it.
And overall, has been shooting it well from 3 with Sacramento.
Yeah.
Efficient. I don't even know what his final numbers are now. I'm going to just look real fast.
Okay.
They're probably not updated through tonight. But at least coming into tonight, he was at 35% coming into tonight.
Okay.
So it's probably up slightly. So that's really good for Russ.
It's just great for the whole damn team. Oh my God, you guys, it's so much more fun to watch a game when threes are just being chucked up. Like,
And it's not even about winning.
No.
To me, it's not at this stage. I'm not like over here like, dude, okay, can they string it together and figure it out? Like we know where it's headed, but it goes to what you're just talking about. It's just a style of play. And if you're seeing more good moments from your young players, defending better, rebounding better, and then sharing the ball, that's good.
And let's talk about that, because the sharing the ball, we keep talking about how it generated the threes. How many times in this game, Deuce, are we seeing, whether it was Russ go downhill or maybe Schroeder, but I feel like Russ was mostly included in this, went to Precious. Precious got Max on the cut. Like, it was just ding, ding, ding. And it was just beautiful movement throughout. But I felt like they were really creating that energy and that ball movement from what they were doing on the defensive end. I said this on the pregame show, and then I acted like this was a huge reason. I don't know for a fact, but I'm going to say it is the communication on the defensive end. They were all in tune with exactly what they needed to do. And I believe that they were talking to one another. I cannot prove that at this moment until I go to a practice or hear from them tomorrow, maybe, why their defense was working so well. And I'm sure it's going to be communication. What?
No, nothing. I'm listening.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk shit.
No.
And so anyway, so the way that they were pushing the ball up the floor and being able to get into the transition offense or the early offense was because of what they were doing on the defensive end.
You mentioned the defense. The steal numbers at the end of this game. The Kings had 16 steals. 16!
Handsy. Love it.
I mean, 16 steals. My dad stole 16 things during the Christmas season of 98, It's like crazy. That wasn't even a joke. I mean, he really did.
Name the 16 things.
I don't even know.
Bike.
Well, I mean, that was like 2002-ish, but sure. I was thinking 98, probably Sunrise Mall, Country Club Plaza.
Pac Sun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
16 steals in this game for the Kings. You had Schroeder had 3, Nique had 2, Keon had 3, Achua had 2, DeMar had 2. Also, DeMar's done a really good job with that. He stripped Cooper tonight on the drive. That was really sweet. But going back, you talk about defensively. I felt like their ball pressure and just physicality on that end was so much better. One of the things, again, we're talking about where Dallas is. They're also not a very good team, right? They're struggling this year. They're now 12-21. No Anthony Davis for them. That's going to make them a little easier to defend. They have been starting Ryan Nembhard at point guard, and he starts the first half of this game. He's had some decent moments with him for sure, and I felt like it's allowed Cooper to flourish a little bit more. Jason Kidd did not start him in the second half. He goes bigger, and Nembhard barely plays. D'Angelo Russell barely plays. My point is, there's no point guard out there, and I know Dallas went stretches this year not really playing a point guard, which says a lot about D'Angelo Russell at this stage. It's like, we don't trust him. Jane Hardy can handle a little bit, and then Brandon Williams is out tonight. But my point is, I thought Sacramento capitalized on that well. It's like, hey, we got to pressure and be physical because they're bigger than us. But if they're handling the ball, like, let's be active. Let's be pests out there. These guys aren't true ball handlers. Cooper Flagg isn't elite at that stage of in this stage of his career.
Yeah.
Pressure these guys and then force them into mistakes.
I thought that was a genius in-game adjustment by Jason Kidd. I knew that they were going to make I knew. Like, oh, what am I saying when I say that? Jason Kidd is a good coach, and he did a good job making those adjustments at the half. I thought it threw off the Kings, especially in that third. Mavs ended up making it a 3-point game once again. And it was interesting to see that that's how quickly the Mavs could just like adjust and go, okay, well, we're actually going to go bigger now. Like, we don't even know who we are, just like the Kings.
No, and you're right. In that third quarter, I felt like they had success in it where when they got back in the game, Cooper Flag got going, 15 points in the first 6 minutes. I think Sacramento was outscored the first half of that third quarter 24-12, and 15 of those points were from Flag.
Jeez.
He hit some threes, got Rayno on some switches. They put the ball in his hands. There was one play, I think it was Dwight Powell setting a screen for him at midcourt. And then, Max is switching on the Cooper who's getting downhill, and he just goes, oh, I like this matchup. But then some of the same things happen. All of a sudden, it's a missed shot. The Kings are moving the ball, or they're forcing a turnover. And then the Kings are in a really good spot. Dallas could not take care of the ball in this game.
No.
I mean, that was a killer for them. Sacramento points off turnovers in this game was 28-11 in favor of Sacramento. The Kings scored 28 points off 21 Dallas turnovers.
And that number, I mean, we're all so used to seeing the Kings just screw up the 50-50 ball or not be able to capitalize. They did everything right tonight in so many different categories.
Kings also got up 104 shot attempts. 104.
It was
getting
so
over 100 shot
fun.
attempts. That could be winning basketball.
It's so true. And I'm so with you. Like, I could have watched this game, and if they ended up losing, I still would have been, I just would have been encouraged by the style of play.
It did feel like they were about to lose it at the end.
It did.
Everything that we've been highlighting about what the Kings did well, especially like first half, whatever. The final few minutes of that game, they get back up a dozen. You're like, okay, they got this under wraps. And you're like, maybe they don't. They start walking it up, playing the clock game. Then they go, hey, we'll give it to DeMar, a little ISO action. When really, that's the other thing. DeMar, I know he's a late game guy that can knock down shots, but he'd been getting doubled all night. He was in no real rhythm at that point because he was getting off the ball a lot. He had 9 points in the game. And it's like, all right, let's start force feeding him. He'll milk the clock, hit some daggers, maybe get to the line. I'm like, no, like you're not up 20. You're up a dozen. And they're chipping away. All of a sudden, here's a 3 from Clay. Here's a 3 from
oh my God,
Russell. You're like, holy shit, they're going to win this game. The Kings went away from what was working late in this game.
Yeah, in something we're used to seeing. But I do wish in those situations that they would continue to just play fast, because that is the only time you're good at playing basketball as a team. Like that is more of their identity than anything else.
Well, in the chat, Shy FM says, I wish every game could be officiated like that. Really let the players get into a rhythm, too.
Yes. What a great point. Great point.
I combined 28 free throws in this game.
Not just because it was, love a fast game, too, when the flow of the game. It's like, holy shit, it's halftime. It's only been 59 minutes.
Tony Brothers is like, dude, I have a 6 p.m. flight. I can be home by 8. Like, let's go.
Literally, like whatever it is. But it is so true though. Nobody was getting super frustrated or like outwardly. It just felt like it felt like everyone was like, all right, this is how they're letting us play. So this is how we're going to play, whether it's push through it, get to the line, whatever they need to do. Yes, I loved it letting everyone just play freely and aggressively.
Maxime Rayno was another guy who put up some numbers tonight. 19 points, 6 rebounds. He had a couple assists, 9 of 15 shooting. He even hit a 3. Did not hesitate.
Yes.
No hesies, Kings. Like, let it fly. If you got a good look, take the shot. He knocked down a 3, which is great to see. His chemistry with Russ is there. And he's got that floater. It seems like he's getting real comfortable with
the little
now.
push shot and a floater. Like, he has such nice finesse in there, but he's also willing to throw it down. Now, can he keep getting better or, learning how to like take contact and throw it down is something I want to see.
His physicality has been better, especially when you compare it to early in the season, but still has a ways to go. Both rookie bigs, sometimes him and Cardwell, you're just like, go fucking dunk it on somebody's head. Okay. You get blocked. I want go up and dunk on somebody. Cardwell, I think he passed up a dunk today.
No, he didn't pass it up. He went. So he got got the ball passed to him, I think, by Russ.
And he hesitated.
And then he hesitated and then wanted to go up with the dunk.
Okay, I described it poorly. In my mind, that is passing up a dunk.
I
It's
thought you meant like
go up. Like go up and yam on somebody's face. You're strong. You're long. You're powerful. Show it to me.
We talked to
I feel
Dylan.
like I was Bill Walton there. Throw it
Kinda.
down.
We talked to Dylan Cardwell after the game tonight, and we just started getting into like, how are you this person, you know, that when you're just like doing that to the crowd and and then Deuce started asking, are you doing that on away games, like to the away crowd? And he's like, oh no, I'm not a heel. Like I'm not villain, Dylan the villain. That's what he said or something.
I know.
And I loved it because it also put to rest what you and I were discussing a couple games ago. What we said, what he's basically saying when he's doing that to the crowd. Remember, I'm like, it's pure joy. It's pure this. And you're like, no, it's feisty. It's nasty. Like you wanted it to be like a heel move by him.
Yeah. All I know is if I was Dylan Cardwell,
We know.
if Deuce Mason was Dylan Cardwell, I would be doing the same thing, getting the crowd amped. But then on the road, if I block somebody's shot, I'm doing a like, what's up? I am taunting them.
Deuce's team is down by 35 and he's doing
I
that.
wouldn't do it if you're down.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not big on the celebration down late.
I know.
That's like one old person like sports take that I still subscribe to is like, anytime I see a player like in a football game, there's a sack and they're down like 35. I'm like, you don't celebrate that sack. No. Or like if Russ is rocking the baby and the Kings are down 30, I'm going, I mean, what baby are we rocking here? I don't see one.
Baby, are we rocking?
He did rock the baby tonight when he scored on Nemhard.
Yeah.
That's the one thing with Nemhard is he's a tiny guy, and some of these guys go at him big time. You saw that a little bit in this one.
Yeah, he's a dog, but I mean, it's his size, huge disadvantage.
Oh, a couple of shout outs for Russ, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Russ moved past Allen Iverson on the all-time steals list.
Yes.
Give it up to Russ
Yay.
for that. Also, give it up to Russ for passing Magic Johnson on the all-time assist leader.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. I mean, that's huge. I just, like, if you grew up wanting to be in the NBA, watching Magic, and then you see your name go
He's
above
not that
him. Like,
old.
what?
He's not that old.
No, but I'm okay. I'm Matt AI. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like,
I'm
anyway,
just
I
kidding.
just was putting whoever was on the list.
I think about that. I never got to see like prime Magic Johnson.
No.
You know?
I was not born.
I didn't see prime Michael Jordan. What was it like watching MJ?
You're so full of shit.
I mean, sorry, it's hard to 98 when I was like
98.
2.
Why
like,
do you do this?
No, I'm just kidding. Can you tell me what it was like watching
I hate
MJ?
this bit.
Because for me, I'm like LeBron's the GOAT, right?
I hate this bit. You know what I still want to do though?
What?
I still want to, because like I've seen Michael Jordan, whatever, but I really want to go back to like, I guess my younger days. So beginning of his career and really watch back on some of those games. I know it'd be like super pixelated, awful, whatever. But I really want to just like have a Michael Jordan tournament where I'm just like watching.
Yeah, because you
season
were
by
someone growing up. You didn't watch basketball. You were just outside playing like a kid. Like,
I
was
watched
in that way. Like I was a nerd at like 5 years old watching games. Like hey.
So I watched, but I only connected with the Kings.
Yeah.
So like for me, it wasn't about watching other players.
You're a normal kid. That's what
yeah.
a normal kid would do.
Yeah.
I wasn't a normal kid.
But that's the other thing too, though. Like growing up, what I've noticed, like little boys are always talking about basketball, like teams and sports and whatever with each other, where I didn't see that as much. Obviously, when I was a little girl, I didn't like have that as much. And then as I got older, I feel like it became more and more normal. And now I feel like it's becoming more and more normal now, where like there are little girls with chats about sports and doing things like that. Where so anyway, though, there was no one to ever learn or bounce off of either. So yeah, anyway, I want to have a Michael Jordan like watch every season.
Yeah, it's an interesting career. We can talk about it sometime on the pod.
What did he end up doing?
Well, the start of his career, you know, it wasn't like it was all smooth sailing for
kidding.
him out of the
I
gate.
know,
He was
I
this
know.
amazing player, but like it took him like some disappointing years. People talking shit about him, and he was locked in and kept getting better and better.
Yeah,
finally slayed some beasts, and then we know what history. didn't lose in the finals.
But I want to watch. I want to watch to really watch his game.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about because I already know all the angles and the stories throughout his career and his time in the NBA and not in the NBA. But it's more just like, no, I want the details.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you ever want to do that,
Yeah, maybe this summer we'll do it, huh?
sweet.
Maybe. Where were we going off that? A Magic. Oh, because Russ moved up the list
Russ.
on the all-time assist mark and the all-time steals leaderboard. He moved up there. So good for him. Trying to think of other things I want to talk about from this game specifically.
I mentioned Nique. If there was anything that you wanted to go with that, I just mentioned.
Yeah,
his
he missed some
three-pointers.
shots tonight, some rough things offensively, but what?
It's just no, but I'm just like, yeah, good, but you got to keep playing.
No,
got to keep playing through
I'm
it.
fine. I've been more impressed with him defensively. I think it's jumped out to me a lot, like his ability to guard up. And there are many times I've seen someone like Najee Marshall just destroy the Kings. And when Nique had the opportunity to defend him one-on-one, and Najee's a strong-ass dude.
Yeah.
He was able to take the blow and stay with them. I think defensively, he does some really nice things. He just hasn't found an offensive rhythm. And, you know, he needs to be more aggressive consistently. He was definitely aggressive. But there's like a line where it's like, hey, instead of attacking that closeout and going hard at the rim when there's three defenders there, you did have Doug McDermott in the corner open for three.
Sure.
Like he was going a little bit, like get him that look. So it's more him finding the balance. But to your point, the way you do that is he just needs to play. I think he does a lot of winning things out there. It's just finding the rhythm on the offensive side of the ball. He just hasn't found that, whether it's like the game flow or playing with different lineups. But I was fine with him.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. And that's why it's just one of those things as bodies come and go. I just want to keep seeing what the Kings have.
I mean,
and their young
it's
guys.
more, I'm not even worried about it at this point because the reality is, even if they start getting some of these guys back, there's also a pivot of, yeah, all right, this guy's back, but now we're resting this vet.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
or there's just naturally going to be trades. I mean, we're approaching
We hope.
January 2026.
Yeah.
We are a little over a month away from the NBA's trade deadline.
Ooh.
So, I mean, stuff is going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. That's why I just don't trip about, just not tripping.
I ain't tripping.
Now, I will trip when I see the alert come in and be like, oh my God, please don't say we did something really dumb or something. I can't look at a trade. I'll just never forget when Fox got traded and, you know, I was not feeling great about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bobby Marks was trying to like sell us on
He
it. And I'm just like,
totally was.
I was like,
loved
am
it.
I just being, and I was sitting with those thoughts going, am I trying to talk myself? Like, am I making a mistake? Do I need to like,
But he was speaking from obviously a point of view that
And I was
he's
emotional.
experienced. And yeah, and it's like, I mean, like now it's like, obviously you look back and it's like, well, no, who cares if they were going to be, you know, threatened with, hey, well, if you don't do this, or if you don't do this, or if he doesn't get his team, it's like, who cares? Got to do what's best for you. Hey, you learn your lessons.
appreciate you guys hanging out with us on this holiday weekend. If you have not done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure to comment after the show. We appreciate you guys being here. I have a poll question, and we'll get to the answer coming up on the other side. But who was the player of the game? Was it Keon Ellis, Russell Westbrook, Maxime Reynaud, or Dougie McBuckets?
Ooh.
Right now, the leaderboard, 60% of people saying Keon Ellis.
Love it. Good for him.
All right, we got more of the podcast coming up in just a second, but we want to mention that tonight's podcast is always presented by our friends over at Centivo Vineyards and Winery.
I was telling a couple people at the arena tonight about Centivo Vineyards and Winery, and they're telling me what type of wines that they like, and I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna love this
interesting.
even more. What?
I'm over, talking nerdy stuff, and you're like, so let's talk some wine. This is your pregame talk.
Well, we were talking. You know, it's funny. They were asking me about like bougie Christmas presents, and then it went into alcohol drinks, and I was like, well, you should honestly check out Centivo. So it's truly how I feel, what I tell everyone about while Deuce is just nerding out, actually talking basketball. Sometimes I'm talking wine, and hey, you can talk about it too. You can go check out their tasting room in Sassoon Valley. It is absolutely stunning. It's in the Fairfield area, or you can go to CentivoVineyards.com. You can get all of their wines there, and that's what I'm doing because I need these these people to try some of this wine.
We're also presented by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Woo, woo. We've teamed up with Medic Ambulance, a trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California, from life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events. Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. Before we get to the player of the game, I know some people in the chat were talking about Malik Monk. Shane, who is one of Malik Monk's biggest fans, up there with my guy Dan Mars, two of the biggest Malik Monk fans I know, because they were not only Malik Monk fans now, of course, they're Malik Monk fans from like back in the day. They followed him with the Hornets, Kentucky, whatever. They just love Malik Monk. And you feel the love Malik gets when he comes into the game. The last couple of games off the bench, when fans go, oh, Malik Monk's at the scores table. There's a little bit of an energy shift. Then Scott Moak introduces him. Now checking into the game. Malik Monk. Huge pop in this game. And anyway, to Shane's point, he's like, oh, just trade him to the Lakers. Malik deserves to be traded. Yeah, I mean, I still don't know why Malik just doesn't get more run at this point. And a lot of it's the roster construction for sure. But he's too good of a player. I mean, we talked about that so much tonight. It was good to see him play 19 minutes. He missed some shots tonight. But again, this is just a weird time for him when his name's in these trade rumors. And he believes he can help this team. And I know he can. Yeah. I mean, when you think that this Kings team, some of the stuff that they did tonight, well, those are the type of things that Malik does well. Get into the paint, push the pace, share the ball, hit threes. So I know it's got to be eating at him to not play on a regular basis.
I don't get it. I really don't. And if they don't trade him, then I just don't. Then I'm just
well, I mean, if they don't trade him, it just probably means a deal was not there that was going to help them.
But I guess, but not having him play is doing nothing for. I mean, what is that?
I think he should play. I think he should be in a position where you want to play him, but you know, at the same time, you're like, all right, if we're thinking long term and we're retooling, I understand them moving him. It's not like I'm like, this is outrageous.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He makes a decent amount of money, like $20 million a year, right? He's got an option after that, so it could be a challenging contract to move. But at the same time, I just look around the league and go, I think that team could use him.
Yeah.
Yes. Minnesota, you probably use him. Houston, like they're a good team.
Thank you.
The Clippers, like there are teams you look at and go, yeah, they could probably use somebody who can be explosive, that could be efficient in the pick and roll game, all that. And you know, with him, it's not like he's aging. Like I want him to be. If I was up to me, I'd be like, let's keep this guy around. Because if I'm trying to build a culture and play this certain style, it's a guy I want. He may not check the box as a defender, but I also think he puts more effort than he gets credit for in that regard. He'll take charges. He's tried to do that more.
Put him in a team defense where he can rely on, you know, like again, you have more confidence as a perimeter defender if you have a second line of defense. And no, I'm so with you on that when it comes to Malik and what he can do around if he was put onto another roster. And sometimes I think that can sound like when you hear media people, members, whatever, talk about that of a team that they cover. And it's like, well, you're just watching them every single night. So you just have a certain, feel about their game, whatever. But I truly, looking around the league, watching so much of the NBA, it's like there are a lot of teams that could benefit from this guy coming off their bench.
So, yeah, he plays 19 minutes coming off the bench for Sacramento. In the live chat, Joe says, hey, I'm from San Antonio. I just want to thank you guys for sending Fox over. Y'all are good people. All right, couple of things.
You get cold, bitch. What? Whoa, was that it?
No. Oh. What I was going to say.
Oh, and Christmas is over.
I just hope you have a second screen on right now, Mr. San Antonio super fan coming in on our podcast and rubbing our face in dog poop.
Yeah.
Why you gotta do that to us? Because the other question I have, if you're not watching a second screen, then how big of a Spurs fan are you? Because they're playing right now as we do this podcast. They're playing against the Utah Jazz. Are you watching?
He probably is.
All right, he probably is. I appreciate that.
Thanks. And I'm kidding.
We are going to be talking about some Spurs in a few minutes, too. We got to talk some NBA.
Hell yeah.
'Cause,
Oh,
there's
God.
a lot going on.
And yes, they're fun.
Butcher and Barrel player of the game. Are we going to agree? Is it none other than?
3 on.
I'm sorry.
Who are you gonna
Try
say?
again.
Okay, yeah.
3, 2,
2,
1. Doug
Keon.
McDermott. All right, let's three. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Russell
Doug
Westbrook. No,
I changed it to Doug. I thought
Oh,
you were going to
dang.
say Doug. Is it Keon?
it's Keon Ellis. What are we doing, dude? We've loved Keon
Hey.
going back to his days in the 209. Keon Ellis in this game. 21 points, 8 of 15 shooting, 5 of 9 from 3 in 32 minutes of action. He is our Butcher and Barrel player of the game. If you have not been to Butcher and Barrel in downtown Sacramento, you are missing out. Just a block away from Golden One Center, the perfect spot to go to before a game, an event, or if you're just having a night downtown.
$38 on game days for a Wagyu burger, a shot and a beer. It's a pregame deal. Every single time there's Kings fans always in there. But I'm so with you as I look at the new year and I look at places that I really need to go to soon because I've just been craving it. Butcher and Barrel is up there on the list, so make sure to go check them out right across from Golden One Center.
Appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. And shout out to all of our supporters going to deuceandmo.com and getting merch. I'm not just telling you if you haven't, but literally we have never sold as much merch this season as we have in the last few years.
Yeah.
I mean, which is wild because the Kings are not good. So you expect it like, oh, the merch sale is probably going to go down a little bit, and they've gone way up. And so thanks for supporting the podcast.
No, it's so kind of you guys. It's so fun when we see you around the arena and around the city, just like wearing the stuff. The support, and then you come up and show us, and I just feel the connection. Just thank you so
Yep.
much.
Appreciate you so much. Next up for the Kings, they take on the Lakers. We'll talk about that. What's your J Street Dental moment of the game, though?
Ooh, someone said it in a super chat,
Ooh.
and it was
Let me get to it.
yeah,
That's
because
what-
they were kind of talking like, you better get to it.
Nique's dunk
Oh,
better
yeah.
make top plays tonight. Damn it! Yeah, moment of the game. The Malik Monk lob to Nique Clifford in transition. That's a great one.
It's a great one. It's just again, it's nice to see Nique. It's nice to see Malik on the floor. I'm trying. It was a missed 3, but the ball was moving so nice, and didn't like Maxine Reyno have like a behind the back to Malik on the side or
yes,
something?
a very nice almost highlight that if that 3 goes in, it could have been a moment of the game. But
I know.
yeah, you're
The
right.
ball movement
the
was just-
extra pass, it went and then inside to Max, who went behind the back to the corner.
I just appreciate the ball movement tonight.
Yes. No, and I think that's probably the biggest thing we'd put down, ball movement.
Yep, because you haven't been able to put that down much this
And
year.
then give some Keon some love. 21 points in the start.
Yeah, in the start.
All right, that goes into the moment jar. Feels good to put a moment in the J Street Dental moment jar because we don't put a lot of good ones in there this year. And we don't have to pull one out either.
Enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, Sacramento River Dental. And for all of you that are maybe looking for a new smile for 2026, I'm not kidding. They're the best people in the world. They're all Kings fans. They'll help you out. So make sure to go to jstreetdentalgroup.com.
All right, Morgan, Kings, Lakers, back to back. Tomorrow night, they play the Lakers.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, the Lakers have lost 3 in a row. They've lost Austin Reeves. He's out with a calf issue for at least 4 weeks. JJ Redick has kind of unleashed on this team a lot. Not very happy. He said after their last loss, we don't care enough right now. And that's part of that bothers me a lot. We don't care enough to do things that are necessary. We don't care enough to be a professional. He's warned about Saturday's practice. He said, Saturday's practice, I told the guys it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this. Also went on to say the 2 words of the day were effort and execution. I feel like when we've done both of those things at a high level, we've been a good basketball team. When we haven't, we're a terrible basketball team. And tonight we are a terrible basketball team. And that started legitimately right away.
Do you think he can say things like this because it's like he's so fresh, like out of the league? I mean, not even that fresh though, I guess. I always see him as younger, and always having a connection with players the way he was podcasting and everything else going into this coaching job.
I mean, I think someone like LeBron James is like, okay, JJ, relax. I don't need this.
Different level though.
Yeah.
What about Luka?
Lucas? I think Luka's a little more
Willing to buy in.
I think Luka needs that every once in a while.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, some of their issues this year, to be honest, are just like the things that JJ wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
especially defensively, are not things that LeBron at his age
Yeah.
will do on a regular basis.
Yep.
And that Luka has really shown to do at any level of consistency in his career. There's flashes. And so I think that's just challenging. And you know, when players are talking about today, like Jake LaRavia had a comment that he says, yeah, we're disconnected right now.
Yeah.
They're not in a good spot. Now, with that said, you know, they practiced today. I'm sure like the communication was great. And they're probably looking at tomorrow as, oh, we get the 8 and, 23 Kings coming to town. This is the perfect team to get our shit together against.
Get shit right game. Yeah.
And so if you're Sacramento, you better be ready for that type of like fight from this Lakers team. And if they don't, if LA doesn't, I think there's bigger concerns in Lakerland. Like if the Lakers come out flat tomorrow and the Kings somehow escape with a victory, which is very unlikely in my mind, then yeah, I think there's going to be heavy conversations about JJ. There's some criticism about him, but then there's going to be the LeBron conversation that it seems like people want to dance around. But I mean, I'm sure LeBron would love to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it seems unheard of that LeBron James could get traded at the deadline. But I don't know. It just feels weird. It just feels weird with them. And now you lose Austin Reeves, which is a pretty big blow because he's been outstanding this year.
Blow. No. What about even, I guess, Rich Paul and just even the way he goes about things as well and what was talked
on
about
that podcast?
Yeah. Well, that,
Max.
but also wasn't there even more talked about at the beginning of the season as well? Or like somewhere it's again, things are put out there. So it's not completely unbelievable if you saw something happen. Obviously, he would be not just notified, he would be communicated with on a whole different level. And
yeah, it's not easy to move somebody like him, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like the best energy. And, I'm seeing, there's a lot of criticism on JJ right now because some people thought like, what is he doing saying all that stuff? I don't know. I'm just different. And I'm like, as long as that coach is being upfront and keeping it real to your face and not just going to the media and like, dropping a pipe bomb like CM Punk. Like, I'm cool with it. I think he keeps it real. Now, it's one of those things that we said earlier this year, even with Doug Christie, is like, you could play that a couple of times a year, but you can't do that. That can't be like a 3-4 times a month thing.
Oh, no.
Have your rants. All right. Keep it together.
Have your moments and really make sure they're impactful when you decide to go in that direction. And that's why with someone like JJ, I think he's someone that you notice even during games on the sideline or the mic will pick him up and he's always fucking pissed.
He's an intense dude.
Yeah. And I kind of love it. I appreciate it in so many ways. Now, when you have to also manage and coach different personalities, it can get a little difficult. Can everyone take on that type of coaching? And that's what it used to be in college. Now it's all about money, but like it used to be more like, okay, who am I going to play best with? Not just players, but also like with someone coaching me. What personalities are going to work for me and what they want to do to make me a better player, not just like.
I think there has to be a mutual respect. Like if you're a coach that is going to get on players and rip them, there's a balance because you got to love on them too. And if all you're doing is ranting, it just doesn't connect with anybody. How can you be productive? You have to have some positivity in there too. But if you have like a standard at which you want your team to play with, you have to meet that standard as a coach on a regular basis. And if you're doing that and they're not meeting your standards, like get on them. But like, I think publicly there's also a balance. Like it's, get a couple of those a year and you're not going to name names either. You shouldn't name names, but I don't know. Some of the best coaches we've had are guys that like keep players accountable. And I know like nowadays it's like, whoa, you can't say that about this player.
I hate that.
I think more times than not, players do respect it. Even the great ones. In my opinion, the great ones do want to be challenged.
Yes, they want to be held accountable. They want to see how they can grow. And now there could be moments where they challenge back because they feel like it was disrespectful, or maybe they're having a bad day and are like, no, I can't fucking take this today.
And
like,
it's a relationship. There's going to be moments of it, no doubt. So I don't know. You think about Popovich, Spoelstra. I think Missoula gets on his guys. Like, I mean, you saw the thing with Steve Kerr and Draymond the other day. Like,
Tibbs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with that. It's just like anything.
Yeah.
Hey man, give me a little balance, you know?
Yep. How are we like using these tools to make each other better? Our communication, I guess, even in our emotions.
But you know, one thing I was just thinking about when we were talking about JJ.
What?
I hated him when he was at Duke.
Why?
Look at him.
I know.
He was one of those guys growing up that was just like, ugh, in the league. Ugh.
I didn't love him in the league.
Oh, in the league.
Yeah.
And then like he got his nice hairstyle. Like, cause remember in Orlando, it was like, what's this guy? Nerd.
And then he got like a little fade.
He had a little
and
glow up.
understood. Yeah.
A slight glow up.
Yeah, we'll get
Oh,
to
and then he
that.
got tattooed. And you're like, oh,
Then
it's
you're
kind of
like,
cool.
whoa,
Whoa, hey, JJ. But no, in all seriousness, I never liked him as a player because he came across as kind of that smug, cocky player.
Yeah.
And he just went to Duke. You're like, okay. But anyway, it's amazing. I was like, oh, his podcast definitely made me feel different about him. Just the way he talked about the game and how he's passionate about it. It's funny. I'm like, God, the podcast did some good PR for him.
But it shows you though how much you don't. That goes for anyone in life. You don't know. You just don't know everyone. And it's like when you actually get to hear from them and hear them explain some things or maybe how they talk about the game. Yep, it can change your whole mind.
Yeah. So Kings and Lakers tomorrow. I expect the Lakers to be really ready to go. Ooh. But I think it's going to be fascinating to watch because I think the Kings have been playing better as of late. They haven't always won, but like should have won that Portland game, right? They beat Houston. They were pretty competitive against Detroit. They had that weird game in Portland at home. That was and then like tonight they played good basketball. I'm not saying it's going to lead to anything, but there's no reason why they can't be in some of these games.
You have people that are going out there trying to earn their minutes. They're not people that are already like, I'm in this position. I know I'm going to be a starter on this team. It's like, no. They're really being earned.
Let's get to a couple of comments. We'll get to the super chats first and then get to the comments in the chat because I saw some good ones in there. We mentioned GDM 415 donated $2 mentioning that Nique dunk from Malik.
Thank you.
Came in, donates $5 saying Keon and McBuckets, best shooters on the squad. Give me more.
Oh, give me a hell yeah. Appreciate that.
Enforcer 2K9, I met him tonight. He donated $5 saying, shout out to Deuce for taking a picture with me near the main entrance before the game. He's taller than I realized. LOL. I don't.
What?
I'm
You're
taking
taking
a hell yeah to the donation. Donation. Not to the comment about the height. I don't know why I think I'm like 5'7". I feel like I possess big energy. I walk in the room.
I'm big man. Me big man.
I'm here to talk some basketball. I'm jacked and juiced. I mean, I feel like I should come across as a guy that's like, oh, is he 6? You should see me in person and go, God, he's tall. I thought he was 6'7". You know what I mean? I feel like
what does that even mean?
I'm just a big presence. Cute. You know what I mean? And people, but I think more people go, oh, this is taller than I thought. Like I'm 5'5", like Brendan or Sean Cunningham or James Hammer, all these little guys.
They're not all 5'5". Like, and by the way, and why would it matter if they're 5'5" or 6 foot? What is this weird energy coming from you, like insecure man? Please explain.
That's a good point. Height doesn't really matter. But
let me keep making you actually like telling you what are you projecting right now? Big man energy? Ooh, you look so big now. You insecure fuck. Like I'm 6'1". Hear me roar.
No, it's more like, God, 6'1", just beautiful smile, handsome.
What?
Funny.
Why do you need this right now?
I don't know.
Why are you complimenting yourself?
I'm just saying what people usually say about me.
No, they don't.
You guys are killing
me.
Some more things in the chat. We had an update here from RG. Deuce and Mo, RG Bar, back with an update. Mom and baby are home safe and healthy, and the world's youngest Kings fan is tonight basking in the glorious purple glow of his first ever beam. Love you guys.
Give me a hell yeah. So cool.
I forgot all about that.
I didn't
what
forget
game
about
was
that.
Was that the Houston game? Or was that after a loss? All I know is RG and his wife. She was in there doing her work.
Yep.
like pushing out a kid, which is a lot of work, I imagine.
Deuce knows.
I imagine. Well, it just seemed, I know my head was very big.
I'm man, so I also birth child. Yeah.
So what I said, you know, one thing my mom used to say to me all the time is how big my head was when I was
Coming
born.
out of her?
Yes.
Oh God.
Again,
That's
something
like-
she told me at a young age. I don't know why I need to
And
know
you're
that.
like, I don't want to know.
No. I guess my head was massive.
Okay. Well,
So my point is,
it's a lot.
RG Barr's wife, yeah. Give
Wow.
that to her.
Well, now I'm picturing your head and like it's just
Well, my head's not that big anyway. I feel like I've grown into it.
it was a baby head. It wasn't this head coming out of your mother. Jesus Christ.
Why are you coming at me so hard tonight?
Because you're so big.
Oh my God.
That was funny.
Dang, man. Okay. Anyway, congrats.
Yeah, seriously though, congratulations on the baby experiencing a beam.
We were just talking about the Lakers. I want to talk about the top of the West for a second.
Okay.
The Spurs with that impressive victory
God.
against OKC Christmas Day, where even if a couple things I want to rewind on. Remember last podcast we did, I was talking about the Spurs beating OKC, and I'm like, dude, Keldon Johnson talking a lot of smack, calling them frauds or whatever. Yeah, that did not happen. So a couple of YouTube comments were like, Deuce, that was a fake tweet. And I never get got by those things, but I
seriously?
got, and to be honest, the video was pretty good. When I watched it, I was like, oh, he clearly said fraud. And so I'm like crushing the Spurs off a fake tweet after last podcast.
Whoa.
So that's my bad. My bad.
You've
Turnover.
never.
Well, in all fairness, it was such a clever, it was so well done because it was believable. Because the Spurs talk a little bit. Victor talks a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe they're just feeling themselves right now. So anyway, yeah, that was my bad.
Look at me. I'm stunned.
Okay, I'm
No,
acknowledging it.
I'm not even. I'm stunned because I have so much confidence
Yeah.
in you that you don't do that, and so it must have been really good.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I definitely would have fallen for it. I fall for that shit all the time.
So they beat OKC on Christmas Day, and they're on fire right now. They're climbing up the Western Conference standings are actually interesting. It's not just OKC running away with it. San Antonio behind them, and Denver, the 3 seed, right there too, with everything that's been going poorly with them in terms of injury. Anyway, they beat OKC in OKC. It was a really impressive performance. Of course, now they're in Utah tonight, and they're losing at the half, down 70-60. They gave up 70 points in the first half. That could be a little classic letdown for them.
We'll
No
see.
De'Aaron Fox in that game. Victor Wembanyama did start in this one. He had 12 points, but Jazz coming off a victory last night over the Pistons, up 10. The reason I was bringing that up is just in general talking about San Antonio and them as like a legit threat. It was like 2 weeks ago, everybody was talking about OKC. Could they win 75 games? No one's going to touch them. Well, now they've been touched a few times, and the Spurs have touched them up more than anybody at this point. I don't know. What does it all mean? I think I don't worry about OKC long term with this. I'm not going to put too much stock into December regular season wins, especially for the defending champs. But it's also like not something you just brush aside and say it's meaningless.
5 of their losses, 3 of their 5 losses or something from.
Yeah. And so that it's definitely worth monitoring. And it just shows you the impact of Victor. I think what it says to me more about the Spurs than it does OKC. I just think San Antonio has put a team around Victor that is just outrageous.
And they've done it quick.
Yeah.
They've done it quick. They've done it with evaluating talent at out of the draft the right way. Like,
yeah, or they, also get some of the top picks that make it pretty easy for you. Yeah, like you're not drafting anybody but Victor number 1.
Sure.
They did get Steph Castle and then Dylan Harper too. And
Yeah.
anyway, both of those guys, Harper and Castle, have been so much fun. Harper just coming back off injury. Then you throw Fox in there and you're just like, this team is long, they're athletic, they're switchable, they're feisty. And to have someone as talented as Victor behind you on that back line, you could be so aggressive.
Well, yeah, Devin Vassell, like defensively taking up so much space, including some of these other guys that we just mentioned who are also defenders, while having the confidence to get up in their space because you have a man behind you that will save the day if you can't.
Yeah, I'm surprised, and this could be a very naive comment. I have to think about this more, but it just seems like teams are so intimidated, and I mean coaches included, by Victor's presence defensively. It takes everybody out of their game. And he just roams a lot. He could take up so much space because he's long. But can we just put this guy more into action, like set off-ball screens and back screens, force him to make more decisions defensively? Because I think sometimes teams just kind of play into it. I know that's easier said than done. I'm just
my mind goes there because I'm just kind of like, bro, picture like what he does with any space. Like even if you set a screen on him, he's still somehow impacting even over screen because his length takes away your vision, and the presence of a hand up there is like when a coach has like a big ass foam thing at practice. That is literally Victor Wembanyama, and it does screw with you differently because there's not a whole bunch of Victor Wembanyamas out there. So it's just a hard thing to game plan for, I guess. But I think there'll be more and more, I don't want to say weaknesses, but ways to go about it as teams keep on learning Victor in this Spurs team.
And I know Victor missed some time. The Spurs had success without him, right? They went 9-3 without him playing this year. But God, to see him back on the floor, he's not going to be in the MVP conversation this year, right? And
he won't be?
No, because I even think like during this stretch where even when he's back, he's not playing. He's playing 20-something minutes.
But he's so impactful in those
he is so
20-something
impactful.
minutes.
But, I mean, could he be in like the hey, maybe he's a top 5 guy? Sure. But I'm talking, when I say the MVP conversation, I'm talking about the top with Jokic and SGA.
Okay, if the Spurs were to go to the Western Conference Finals, well, I know obviously that's after voting, but I'm saying like, let's say they were like just going.
Okay, how about this? If the Spurs, I think what it would take for him to legitimately be in the MVP conversation would be in this final 50 plus games of the season. He's not only healthy, but he is putting up MVP numbers, and the Spurs get the number 1 seed in the West. I mean, if the Spurs got the number 1 seed in the West, which a couple weeks ago you're like, yeah, that's hilarious, but like it's not crazy.
It's not at all.
And we're saying this as the Spurs are losing a game right now
to the Jazz.
So they are 2.5 games behind OKC in the West. You know, the Nuggets are 3.5 back. My point is, yeah, if Victor was able to like be, stay on the floor, be impactful, and the Spurs get the number 1 seed, I think the conversation is interesting. But it's also like to see what Jokic is doing right now.
For sure.
When like 3 weeks ago, I also was like, SGA, I think he might be the best player in the game, and he's probably the MVP. Jokic and the Nuggets. Injury after injury. Gordon's been gone forever. Brown's been out. They just lose Cam Johnson. How many more guys can they lose? Yet he is putting up outrageous numbers. Morgan, he's averaging almost 30 points a game. He leads the NBA in rebounds per game at 12 rebounds a game. He leads the NBA in assists at 11 assists a game. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 60% shooting, 44% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line. His team's winning. They're still winning games, and they have all these injuries. This guy is unbelievable.
He really is in so many ways. And I mean, you can look at those numbers and you're like, oh, he's doing it on one end. I mean, what are the rebounds? It's
I don't care about
it's that. But that's my point.
No, I do care about it.
My point is even getting the rebounds. They're not all offensive rebounds. No. Like he's finishing off a defensive play. His body, his size, his presence alone sometimes can be enough. But you also have enough players on your team that can still defend. You have someone in Peyton Watson who can obviously.
He's having a really good year. Yep. Jamal Murray probably should be an all-star for once in his career based on how he's been playing.
Jesus, yes.
But Denver's 22-8. They haven't even been good at home. They're 10-5 at home. They lost to the Kings at home. It's weird, right? But Denver is 22-8 with so many players missing, and Jokic with so much pressure on him, right? It just gets buckets. And you talk about like defense. I'm like, they're winning games.
But
You know,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
And that's why I was like, I was kind of going back on it. I'm like, well, you can put rebounds also in that category for Jokic. And the reason why I was even bringing that up, because I think when you talk about some of the other MVP, way too early MVP candidates that we are kind of bringing up, whether it's Victor Wembanyama or even SGA, both those guys are doing it on both ends of the floor too. Like all three.
SGA this season, by the way, 32 points, 6.5 assists, 5 rebounds. Shooting 55% from the field, 42% from three, 88% at the free throw line.
Damn.
Crazy. But it's a good race. It's fun.
Fun one.
But man, Spurs, talk about late letdowns they lose tonight.
Well, that would be a letdown. I'm sure they're fine. It's the half. They're fine. It's the half. But by the way, fun team to watch. Like I've enjoyed
San Antonio?
Yeah. They are just they get it done on the defensive end. And then even when you see De'Aaron, like I know it's so hard. I get it. And there's even times where I'm just like, ugh, that's annoying. But defensively, when he's getting it done on the defensive end and then he's like knocking down a three, I'm just like, yep, you see his game become more confident, have such a different free flowing thing to it. Energy.
I mean, he has a legit case to be an all-star this year.
Yeah.
De'Aaron,
Yes.
Jamal Murray, I mean, Austin Reeves. Like, it's kind of crazy thinking about some guys that like either haven't been all-stars or Fox has only been at one time who are going to have a chance as the all-star conversation heats up. But yeah, San Antonio is fun to watch. I will say, I think by the end of this year, people are going to feel differently. The NBA universe is going to feel differently about this team than they do now. Because, you know, it's like any team that's like on the rise, they're kind of fun and cool. Like OKC, I feel like has already started to make the shift as the general NBA fans don't like them. It's like Lou Dort's, you know, dirty. He's kicking on his leg. Yeah, he's flopping. He's kicking his leg out. Or SGA foul merger. They get every call. They're just not fun. You know, there's all these things that people say about him. I'm not in that category. But with the Spurs, you know, Victor's like this new toy in the league, and he's finally playing. And now he's winning. Yeah. Like before, there wasn't a lot of winning in San Antonio. Now it's like they're one of the better teams in the West.
And they're not just winning because of him.
But like he is talking so much shit. What do you see their new tradition they're starting?
The drum thing at the end of the games or something?
So the Spurs have a fan group. I guess Victor, I don't know the full story. This is me like paraphrasing bits and pieces here. Yeah. Okay. Victor Wembanyama wanted more of like this fan environment, like a supporter group in soccer. And you see what like the Wall has done for the Clippers, their fan base or whatever. But just, you know, in Europe, you've thrown a EuroLeague game. It's crazy. There's chants. People are jumping up and down. There's fireworks. Like people are laying doves out. You're seeing a whole bunch of stuff. What did you see that one time we were watching?
What did I see? I saw.
You don't. Go ahead. Sorry.
Drums.
Drums? Yeah. Drums?
Yeah.
What else?
I saw.
You are forgetting when that one guy was. There's a game in Europe. A guy was using a live snake as a lasso.
Why can't I think?
I'm like, what is crazy?
I couldn't remember that one.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
stupid.
Victor wanted more of that type of atmosphere. So like they talked to fans or something, and there's a new Spurs fan group, and they have a section. It's like the Spurs Jackals.
Yeah.
And they had met with Victor, who took time out of his day to meet with them to talk about different chant ideas they had, and they picked one out. And the one they land on is after wins, the whole team goes to like the drum with the player of the game. And then in that case, Victor. And Victor's like, all right, everybody. And it starts with like a boom, boom, and then clap, you know, and they speed it up.
And they like do this big old clap.
It's like, and I went, no disrespect. That's what we came up with? Oh, I've never seen a clap that gets faster. That's their celebration after a win. We light off a fucking laser beam 18 miles into the sky, and we have someone light this button. They hit this button, and it lights up the night sky. The Orlando Magic have good gimmicks.
Yeah. What is the Magic's gimmicks?
They have the song that they play.
That's
Orlando
their gimmick.
Magic.
But that's all. Like that's
a great winning, a traditional thing to do after a win. Yeah, we're gonna go. We spend all this time with supporter groups. We have all these ideas, and our little thing we come up with is do.
What would you come
Boring.
up with, though? What would you come up with?
A song, a chant. Like, do it right. We have to be better as sports fans in the United States. Like, what are we doing? Like, we can do better than defense.
Okay.
Light the beam. Like, no, let's sing. Singing is healthy for you.
I
Come up with
love
songs.
this right now.
Jump up and down. It doesn't have to be everybody, but come on.
Yeah. Wow. I love this passion for just wanting the world to sing. You know, I wish I was like stuck in a musical.
And you know what? That's a good point. Kings have cowbells too.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
unique. We have a lot of unique things in Sacramento. But I'm talking about sports fan chants in general. We can do better.
I get what you're okay.
Like the beam, lighting of the beam, that should be a song. Like, hey, you guys, we're 3, 2, 1, whatever.
Shut up and light the beam.
I mean, if that happened, that's like an obvious one. I saw a Shut Up and Light the Beam shirt tonight at the game.
Did
That's
you?
that's an OG shirt.
Well, they were playing Shut Up and Dance with Me, and
Yeah.
some people were going, shut up and light the beam. I was like, yeah. No, I get it. I didn't know where you were going with the drums and how you felt about it. But then once you took that turn finally and then you passionately started talking about it, I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
It's a great example. That was Victor Wembanyama as a quarterback with his Jackals. He was driving downfield, and you go to the red zone, and you're like, what is the play call in here? We didn't even get points. It's like, no, like we needed to score a touchdown there. And the touchdown was like, dude, you took so much time to meet with these people. They come up with ideas. And what you guys landed on as a group was hitting a drum.
Well,
I don't know why I'm more passionate about this tonight than anything that happened in the last 2 weeks.
Here's the thing. I think we expect if Victor Wembanyama really wants to be named the NBA MVP, you have to be able to do it on and off the floor. And off the floor would have had to be a better idea, a song. And maybe or hold your teammates or your Jackals accountable and say, "Hey, your drum shit not cool.
We got to do better than that."
Yeah. Like, do you know who I am? I'm Victor effing Wembanyama.
And look, I know we have Spurs fans who watch our podcast.
Oh,
this
and
is
I'm
no
sorry.
disrespect.
No.
No, it's not. I'm challenging you to be. I'm like a coach.
Oh,
I'm a coach. You guys did so much well. Hey, here, great job here. Great job with the ideas.
Yeah.
Being out there. We have to do better. I want something entertaining. Then people on social media, this is so awesome. Like, that is fine.
dude, it's like
Anyway.
the Kings, by the way, have like probably one of the greatest things now. If only they could become a really good team consistently, it would be even more meaningful to light the sky with a purple light every single night.
Yes.
But yeah, great point. I love songs, and I think not every team, but I think the creative teams and fan bases should make up these songs. Chants.
Someone else in the chat was saying, "Wow, I remember when Morgan used to come up with songs." That's comment of the day nominee.
Wow. It's kind of like the beam not being around much. I mean, there's a lot of sad songs I can sing. I just don't really want to sing a whole bunch of sad songs all the time.
Sometimes you do need just a sad song, and we haven't had that.
I have to be in my sad song era this year. Like, that's sad.
To be honest, it might be kind of nice.
Deuce, this is so great. You're acting like I'm Taylor Swift, and like when I'm in love, I can write like the most amazing like in love album, and then when I'm like in my breakup era, then I just like shit on all these.
Yeah, that's
shit on these
kind
boys.
of what I expect.
Okay, I'll try and get into my sad song energy era soon.
Okay, one last thing I wanted to do.
Yeah,
We were talking about the NBA. Quick shout out to Keyonte George.
Oh,
Watching the Utah Jazz last night, Keyonte hit the game winner over Detroit in a game that got a little scary. Some questionable execution by Utah at times at the end for sure, but they got it done late. And I just want to check their score now against the Spurs, because if they pull that off, back-to-back wins for the Jazz they're up 14 in the third against San Antonio. Keyonte was 17 in that game. Anyway, his stretch, Morgan, here, his last 7 games coming into tonight. His numbers, get ready. Are you buckled up?
buckled up.
Keyonte George, 30 points a game, 50% shooting, 46% from 3, 91% from the free throw line, getting there 8.4 times a game, 7 assists, 5 rebounds per game. That's over the last 7 games.
So happy for him, but also love watching him play. When he is out there, I mean, he is so hoppy. He is like, or bouncy, I guess I could say. I was trying to think, because like he's like so quick with his like agility and everything. Okay, anyway, bouncy.
I've never heard that.
I know. Well, that's just something I've noticed about his game. Very bouncy.
I mean, it describes it. He's
Doesn't it?
He's hoppy.
No, bouncy.
He's hoppy. He's hoppy.
I like bouncy. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been fun watching him, and I didn't even know those were his numbers the last 7 games, but it translates.
Good for him and good for Utah. I just like young players showing that growth.
Hell yeah.
It was fun. Let's get to some final thoughts because we have a back-to-back. Kings play the Lakers tomorrow night. We're going to be live late night.
Yeah, late night in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's not that late.
I mean, it's
6:30?
okay, whatever, 10 o'clock. For me, that right now, that's late. That sounds late.
Oh, so sorry. Final thoughts. Hope everyone had a good holiday. And I hope everyone just enjoys whenever there's a fun basketball like this to enjoy, whether it's an away game, a home game, it doesn't matter. I don't know. There's just something about it that is very energizing.
Yeah.
Without being like weird and thinking it means something, because it doesn't. But what it does for all of us that consume it, it's just like it's healthy.
Can I add to that real fast?
Oh, sure. You
You
can
say it doesn't
add.
mean anything, and I think we say that term a little loosely sometimes. It does matter, right? In terms of, it doesn't mean anything that for this season as in the win-loss column. We're not sitting here pretending like a win means, hey, they're turning it around. Watch out, Sacramento's coming for you this year. It means something, and when they're playing well and it's the young guys growing,
Yeah.
that's helping them
Yes.
sharpen their game.
And I feel like
you
we
know?
always mention that. And
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
when I say it means not, it's more just to the people who are like scared of Tankathon and all the things. It's like, hey, don't worry. Like it's just,
Yeah.
it's good for everyone when you see, even like he just said, the young guys and whoever else is playing, their style of play actually translates into a W once in a while.
Everyone wants a good pick.
Yep.
I think everybody's on the same page. Hey, get a good pick.
all
You're
on the
right.
same
Get
page.
Get a great pick. For me, and I'm the same way. I struggle with it sometimes too, because you're like, you do fall into this trap where I'm looking at lottery standings now, and I hate that that's even a thing as a sports fan. To be honest, I do.
I know.
But when you're desperate and you're like, I need a star, you need
Desperate.
this, you start thinking about those things. But I've tried to like find that balance of thinking about it, but not obsessing and stressing about it, because the reality is like I could get so mad about wins because you want them to lose, and then the lottery happens and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they got a great pick and they missed a pick, or they, like my whole point is like Dallas last year, you mentioned it. They won a freaking play-in game and got the #1 pick.
Yep.
The reality is it's still a lottery. So I also just look at this Kings team and go, they're going to win every once in a while. Like it's
Yeah.
just going to happen. Now, I enjoy a win like tonight more than I did a win like early in the year when it was like, all right, they're not good. And wow, that took our veterans playing 45 minutes.
Yeah,
And that took everything we had. But when
Literally.
it's like a balanced night and your young guys are showing, like what we're seeing from Max,
Positive.
it's like, I still don't know what he is long term, but I feel better about him now than I did 2-3 weeks ago.
100%.
You know, like, oh, Dylan Cardwell. Dude, a month ago, we weren't even thinking about Dylan Cardwell,
Mhm.
right? That was not even on the top of our minds. What are you laughing at?
Your final thought.
Am I very
keeps-
passionate
It
tonight?
keeps thinking.
Why am I so... What's wrong with me
The
tonight?
thought continues. We're actually not going to bed.
All right, my final thought was just,
But by
You
the way,
know-
I loved the passion because you're so,
I don't know why I'm acting like I'm like a politician right now trying to convince people of things. I need to
Because sometimes-
relax. I'm just
No,
like-
please don't ever change. Please don't ever change. Please. No, don't ever change.
My point is, it's just like I can't control it. I can have opinions. I don't control the minutes. So just hope for the best in the lottery, okay? Just deal with it. They're probably going to win 22 games this year. Deal with it.
But
And don't get mad. They should have lost 20. Or they should have won 20 instead. It's like, okay. Well,
just join us for the ride.
yeah, we're going to have fun all year long, no matter what. Anyway, my final thoughts. Yeah, enjoy it. Oh, we love you guys so much. Make sure to comment after the show. It helps our channel grow. We love you guys, but we got to go.
Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you